Amir bin Sharahil asked Fatima, the daughter of Qais, the sister of Dhahak bin Qais, who was amongst the earliest emigrants, to narrate to him such ahadith of Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam as she has directly heard from Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hazrat Fatima, the daughter of Qais, said, I narrate to you such ahadith if you so wish. Amir said, yes, you may narrate. Hazrat Fatima radiyallahu anha said, I was married to Ibn Mughira, who was a chosen young man of the Quraysh. He embraced martyrdom in the first jihad along with Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When I became a widow, Hazrat Abdul Rahman came along with some companions radiyallahu anhum of Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam and proposed me. Whereas Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam also sent me the proposal for Osama bin Zaid, the slave freed by him. And I had heard this hadith that Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whosoever loves me should love Usama. When Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam conversed with me in this connection, I submitted, you are vested with my overall affairs. You may marry me to whom you please. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you should shift to the house of Sharik. Sharik was a wealthy woman of the helpers. She would expend a lot in the way of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, and guests would frequently visit her. I submitted, soon I will do so. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam then said, don't do so, because a number of guests visit Sharik, and I fear dupatta can slip from your head or your shank can get exposed, so the people might see the part of your body which will displease you. However, you should go to Abdullah bin Amr bin Makhtoum, your uncle's son. He belonged to Banu Fihr, a clan of the Quraysh, and Fatima, the daughter of Qais, also belonged to that family. So I went to his house. After the expiry of my prescribed waiting period, I heard the crier of Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, congregational prayer is ready. I entered the mosque and performed the prayer with Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I was in that row of the women that was adjacent to that of the men. When Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam had led the people in the prayer, he sallallahu alaihi wasallam sat on the pulpit smiling. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, everyone should remain where he has performed the prayer. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam then said, do you know why I have assembled you? The companions radiyallahu anhum submitted, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu and his Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam know the best. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam thereupon said, by Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, I have not gathered you for any exhortation or scaring you from anything, but I have assembled you that Tamim Dari, a Christian, came to me, swore an oath of allegiance to me, and accepted Islam. He gave me the news which agreed with what I had already told you about Masih Dajjal. Tamim Dari told me that he, accompanied by 30 men from Banu Lakham and Banu Jazam, embarked a ship. For 1 month, the sea waves kept tossing that ship. Then one day, at the time of sunset, they reached an island. They all embarked the rowing boats of the ship and entered the island. There they came across an animal with long, thick hair. Owing to its abundant hair, its face and back were not distinguishable. They said, woe to you, what are you? It replied, I am Jasasa, a spy. It was the Dajjal spy. They asked, what a Jasasa is it? It said, go to that man in that monastery who is anxious to get news of you. When it uttered a man's name, we feared lest it should be a female Satan. We then proceeded briskly and entered the monastery. It was the first time we had ever seen an extremely huge and strong man. His hands had been tied to his neck, and he was manacled from the knees to ankle. We said, woe to you, who are you? He said, you have known about me. Now tell me who you are. They replied, we are the Arabs. We embarked a ship by chance. The sea was extremely rough then. For 1 month, the sea waves kept tossing us, and then we reached your island. Thereafter, embarking lifeboats, we entered your island. There we were met by an animal with long thick hair. Due to its profuse hair, its face and back were not distinguished. We asked it, woe to you, who are you? It replied, I am Jasasa. We asked, what Jasasa? It said, go to the man in the monastery who is very eager to get the news of you. So we came to you quickly. We got scared of that animal. We feared lest it should be a female Satan. That man asked you to notify him of the date palms of Baisan. We asked, what do you want to know about it? He said, I ask you about its tree, whether they have borne fruit. We replied, yes. He whereupon said, listen, now they will soon cease to bear fruit. He asked, apprise me of the lake of Tiberias or the sea of Galilee. We asked, what do you want to know about it? He asked, is there any water in it? They said, it has abundant water. He whereupon said, soon its water will disappear. He then said, tell me about the spring of Zughar, a spring in Syria that will dry out in the Dajjal's appearance. They asked, what do you want to know about it? He said, is there any water in the spring? Do the people of that locality farm using its water? We said, yes, it has water in abundance and the people farm with its water. He asked, tell me what the Prophet of unlettered people is doing. We replied, he has left Makkah Mukarramah and settled in Yathrib, Madinah Munawwara. He asked, have the Arabs fought a war against him? We replied, yes. He asked, then what happened? We said, he has sweat dominance over neighboring Arabs and they have obeyed him. He asked, has it happened? We replied, yes. He whereupon said, it was better for them to obey him. I tell you about myself that I am Masih Dajjal. I will soon be permitted to come out. After coming out, I will travel throughout the earth and will not leave any town unvisited within 40 nights except Makkah Mukarramah and Taiba, as both of them are forbidden for me to enter. Whenever I will intend to enter any of them, an angel holding an unsheathed sword in his hand will face me and prevent me from entering it. And on its each mountain path there is an angel who is guarding it. Hazrat Fatima, the daughter of Qais radiyallahu anha, said, Allah's Apostle sallallahu alayhi wasallam, tapping his finger on the pulpit, said, it is Taiba, it is Taiba, it is Taiba, Madinah Munawwara. Hearken, haven't I already told you all these things? The people submitted, yes. He sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, this news by Tamim has pleased me, for it agrees with that news which I have already told you, and it bears out the news about Makkah Mukarramah and Madinah Munawwara. Hearken, I, Antichrist, is in the Syrian or Yemeni sea. No, rather he is in eastward direction. He is in eastward direction. He is in eastern side. And he sallallahu alayhi wasallam signaled with his hand towards the east. Hazrat Fatima, the daughter of Qais, says, I have learnt it from Allah's Apostle sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Sahih Muslim Hadees number 7312.